What's up, everybody watching on a computer, smartphone, tablet, or TV? This is Andy, and welcome to my Clash of Champions prediction video. So, here are the details regarding our pay-per-view. It will be taking place on September 15th, 2019 at the Spectrum Center in Charlotte, North Carolina. And in case anybody is wondering, yes, Charlotte Flair is on the card. So I'll get to that later on in this video, of course. Currently, we have 11 matches on the card. Originally, we were supposed to have 12 matches on the card, featuring the King of the Ring final with Baron Corbin representing Monday Night Raw and Chad Gable representing SmackDown Live. Unfortunately, that match got moved to Monday Night Raw. And I'll just quickly say that I'm rooting for Chad Gable. We've all had enough of Baron Corbin. Especially how, he's just a tall guy that selfish, arrogant, and I do not want to see him become king, because that would just be embarrassing. I would love to see Chad do it, that would be something, an underdog winning the whole thing. That would be great. But let's move on to our main pay-per-view card. So I'm thinking, how am I going to make this work out? I mean, every match other than one is a championship match. So I'm thinking, all right, let's go with the only non-championship match in the card. So we got Roman Reigns taking on Eric Rowan. And this has been an interesting storyline because Daniel Bryan has actually been involved with this, because last month before SummerSlam, Roman Reigns was supposed to take on Daniel Bryan. That match got scrapped because of a whole pointless storyline that's led up to this, where Eric Rowan has just gone berserk. He's attacked Roman Reigns, he's attacked Daniel Bryan, and now here we are with this pretty much, I'd say, useless match. So, unfortunately, we all know how this is going to work. I think Roman will find a way to win, but you never know. Maybe Daniel Bryan's on the face of turning fate. Daniel Bryan could turn base, You don't know. Could happen to help Roman, but the big dog will win, and from there, we move on. So, I think I'm going to give the women their respect. I think they will have their showcase right now. So, let's go with the women's matches. So, we have, in the Raw division, Becky Lynch, the man, taking on the returning Sasha Banks. Well, first of all, this was completely unexpected because rumors were coming out that Sasha Banks was on the verge of signing a contract with All Elite Wrestling. Apparently, the deal fell through. She renewed her contract with WWE, and now she gets a title push immediately when she comes back, which I don't know how this makes any sense, but whatever. So this has been a controversial storyline because it also involves the women's champion in SmackDown, which we'll get to afterwards, but I really do not want to see Sasha win. Enough is enough. The year of the man has to continue, and I think Becky will defend the belt on Raw. Now for SmackDown, I think this is a different story. So we have Bayley, your SmackDown Women's Champion, taking on Charlotte Flair. Woo! And I had to get it out of my system, but yes. Charlotte's going to be in her hometown, and it has been confirmed that Ric Flair will not be in the arena that night because apparently WWE and him are involved in a lawsuit, apparently. So, from what I've been told from multiple sources, that he did want to see his daughter fight on Sunday night, but apparently he will not be in the building. I will be shocked if he even shows up, even though, again, it's their hometown, but either way, it should be a good match. Charlotte is on the verge of making history by becoming a 10-time champion if she wins. What's interesting here is that, and I'll get into it, so Sasha Banks and Bayley have renewed their friendship. About 2 weeks ago on Raw, there was a showcase with the tag team champions, Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. And what happened in that match was, the showcase ended, Bayley just snapped, and, nothing can ever separate those two, I think. It was been rumored that, that Sasha was going to be the heel, or Bayley was going to be the heel, and Sasha was going to be, the face, and, talk about their friendship going downhill when Sasha abandoned her after WrestleMania. So, it's been interesting to see, to say the least. For now, I don't know if The Man and Charlotte are friends again. I mean, I'd like to see that, even though Ronda Rousey is still dealing with her own thing right now. But, the way I view this match, I think Charlotte's going to win because it's been rumored, and I know this very well, that when Fox moves to SmackDown next month, they're going to want to make sure that, we want Charlotte to be the main attraction. And yes, I know Bayley's, is Bayley a draw? We don't really know. But Charlotte's still going to be Charlotte. I mean, you want her to be on top, especially when your brand is moving to, a major over-the-air television network like Fox. So, your new Women's Champion in the SmackDown division, especially one that will be retitled Friday Night SmackDown, will be Charlotte Flair. And lastly, for the Women's Tag Team Championship match, we have Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross taking on Fire and Desire, Mandy Rose, and Sonya Deville. And I will quickly mention that proper congrats to Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville. A couple weeks back on Instagram, they announced that they are a full-time couple. So there's chemistry in that. So congratulations to them. I'm very happy that they're, together at least. But all jokes aside, from real life, this is a wrestling match, right? So romance can't really get involved right now. Yes, I know they look adorable together, but still, you have to take this match seriously because you're on top if you win this tag team match. You literally get more TV time every week on SmackDown over the air if you guarantee to win this match. So, don't get me wrong, I think that Nikki Cross's character has been treated as a jobber ever since that whole storyline with Alexa Bliss started. And I do feel bad for the character. She doesn't deserve this treatment. WWE's saying, let's just have the storyline wrote in as Alexa being besties with Nikki. You know what's going on behind the scenes. You think Nikki wants this to happen? Nikki wants to be on top. So I'm thinking this will lead up to a point where, and I'm hoping this is going to happen at Hell in a Cell, that she's like, you know what? Leap this. Let's do a triple threat in a Hell in a Cell, Alexa and Nikki Cross, which could happen for the Raw Women's Championship. Therefore, your new Women's Champions will be Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville, Fire and Desire. Not only will be happy together as a couple, but will hold gold together. So that will be interesting to see. Also, before we get to the main men's matches, I just want to mention that somebody will grab the 24/7 championship away from R-Truth. In fact, can I just confirm if R-Truth is still the 24/7 champion? As I'm going to look it up on Wikipedia right now before I even move on. Okay, the current champion is still R-Truth, which I'm still shocked that R-Truth gets to be champion for so long. So R-Truth's still the champion for now, but I think that there is a title change guaranteed. Expect the spot during the pay-per-view because the 24/7 championship should even be mentioned. Because, again, every championship should be defended. So, R-Truth, you better be careful. Everybody's coming for you that night. So let's just move on to men's matches. So I'm thinking to keep this reasonable, I'm not even going to talk about cruiserweights. I don't want to talk about that. So I'm thinking, where should I start this off from? Okay, let's do United States Championship. So AJ Styles taking on Cedric Alexander. Pointless match. I don't even think it'll last that long. So AJ Styles still will defend the United States Championship. Intercontinental Championship match. Now, this one interests me. Shinsuke Nakamura, along with his supposed buddy, Sami Zayn. It's been interesting to see it. They'll be out. Shinsuke with his Intercontinental belt will be taking on The Miz. And history for Mike Mizinian. All right, this is a big match for The Miz. The Miz is set to do something historic if he does, in fact, win the Intercontinental Championship. If The Miz wins this match, he will be a 9-time Intercontinental Champion. Now, to put that in perspective, and this is, I think, very important, if The Miz wins, he will tie Chris Jericho for the most reigns as Intercontinental Champion. All right? And currently, just want to mention that Chris Jericho is the All Elite Wrestling World Heavyweight Champion. So, I want to mention that. And by the way, I just want to mention one other thing about Chris Jericho. He's still rocking it at 48 years old. You got to give the guy credit, especially how, believe it or not, his birthday is the day after mine, November 9th. So, anyhow, stay on topic. I think The Miz will win this match. Even if Sami Zayn's being a pain in the butt, pain in the rear end, I think The Miz can win this match. There's no question. I want to see Miz make history. And I think, especially when they made the Miz a face character, they did a successful transition. And I will mention that I'm not a fan of late night TV, but I did watch him on Kimmel a couple weeks ago. And he admitted that the WWE made a smooth transition for him to be a likable guy now. And again, I know The Miz very well. Respect the talent. He's been in this company for a while. He respects this business. And I think that he's due to make history. So therefore, The Miz will win. And he will become a 9-time Intercontinental Champion, which I think will be very exciting to see. So, moving on, figuring out how am I going to do this, because this is interesting here. Trying to think. I predicted most of the matches right now. So, let's move on to Kofi Kingston and Randy Orton. Singles match, the WWE Championship, and I hate to say this, but Kofi Mania is ending. Because also I will mention the same report I looked up online. Fox also wants Randy Orton to be champion going into the Fox move. So I really do feel bad for Kofi, and that's how this business works. You know, you're going to get screwed sometimes, especially when producers are going to say, well, this is what we want. This is what we want to brand. And, you know, especially the posters are hinting that Randy Orton could very well, on the debut episode of Friday Night SmackDown on Fox on October 4th, pretty much be WWE champion heading in. So, Randy Kyle Orton will win the WWE championship. Now, unfortunately, Randy doesn't really do good in September pay-per-views, but I think this is the one September pay-per-view where I think he's due for it. I really think he's due for a win in a September pay-per-view. I read something online that his record's not really good in the September pay-per-view, but I think this one he's due for. And what I find very idiotic about this match is that what if they find another way for Kofi to defend the belt and then not have a match at Hell in a Cell? I think this will get decided in Hell in a Cell next month, no matter what happens. But I also want to mention something historic. I should have mentioned this last month for SummerSlam. if Orton wins, and this is something interesting here, and I think I'm correct about this. So, when you combine WWE Championship 9 times, 1-time Intercontinental Champion, 1-time holding the US belt, and then, I'm trying to think, 9 plus 4 would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 13, Intercontinental 14, US 15. Okay, so I think he'd be short of John Cena. I think he'd be short of tying John Cena. I wouldn't be that short, but still, I want Orton to win. And I think Fox wants it to happen too. And you may not like the current heel character, but I think they've been executing it very well, I think. And if you're going to make him presentable as a heel, and keep it going, because I think they're doing a fantastic job. Just like how they transitioned The Miz into a likable character. They're doing a great job with that. So, Orton will win. There's no question. If Kofi wins, I'll be shocked. Last month was just a fluke, but we'll see. But no matter what happens, I think this will get settled in Hell in a Cell next month. There's no excuses. This doesn't get settled in Hell in a Cell. So, now we move on to Tag Team Championship matches. And this is where I think I will end it, getting closer to the last 3 more matches I have to predict. So, first up, in the SmackDown division, we will have The New Day, Big E Langston and Xavier Woods taking on The Revival, Scott Dawson and Dash Wilder. I think this is a match that The New Day will win. Again, I do feel bad for Kofi Kingston, but at the end of the day, New Day is still going to have gold, no matter what happens. I know that Kofi's not going to have gold potentially after this pay-per-view, but the New Day is still a draw, especially how you need them to be on Fox when they move in October. So, therefore, still, your SmackDown Tag Team Champions, The New Day. So, there you go. Now, on to the Raw side of things, where things get very interesting here. I definitely corrected all. I predictably corrected the matches. Okay, correctly ordered them. I mean, because I'm just so antsy about this pay-per-view. Especially how this is the last one before the move the box with SmackDown. So, Seth Rollins, Braun Strowman, your current Raw Tag Team Champions, taking on Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler. Now, this is a controversial match because later on in the night, Seth and Braun are facing for the Universal Championship, which I'll get to in just a second. So, here's what makes things interesting right now. This is a situation where I think that Seth and Braun are going to lose. Because I think this is what presents the spot for what's going to happen here. So, Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler will win. I think that's just a way, to make things interesting on Raw, I guess. So, sorry, Seth and Braun. You guys are going to pretty much be on the brink of dysfunction. I think Braun's just going to be too hungry thinking about the Universal Championship match. So, this is where I think things will get interesting. So later on in the night, something interesting I think is going to happen that might lead up to this potential match at Hell in a Cell. A potential triple threat. And this is where I'll get into it. So, Seth and Braun are battling it out. Alright? And then all of a sudden, you're going to see The Fiend come out. Now, call me crazy, but I think this is how they're going to execute it. So, The Fiend will come out. Okay? I think potentially Seth is going to try to hit the curb stop on Strowman. Alright? The Fiend will come out. Lights will go out during the match. Cue The Fiend. Sister Abigail. I don't know if the bell will go off, but doesn't really matter. The Fiend makes a message that he wants to fight for the Universal Championship at Hell in a Cell. Therefore, this will set up a triple threat match next month at Hell in a Cell with Braun Strowman, Seth Rollins, and The Fiend Bray Wyatt. I think this is going to happen. If executed correctly, I think this is what's going to make the draw to Hell in a Cell interesting. You need to make The Fiend more believable. Now, don't get me wrong. I was happy The Fiend won at SummerSlam and beat Finn Balor. And I do feel bad that Finn's been nowhere to be found since that match. But from a creative standpoint, you need something to make this match believable. So, I hate to say it, but that's what I think's going to happen. So, with that being all said, this will conclude my Clash Champions pay-per-view predictions. And next month for Hell in a Cell, and this is something that will be interesting. Hell in a Cell is going to happen in a couple weeks on October 6th in Sacramento. And I'm left wondering here, how is this going to be executed properly? I wonder that right now. I think things are going to end up in a good direction once SmackDown moves to Fox. We'll see what happens. So, thank you all very much for watching this video. If you are going to the pay-per-view in Charlotte, enjoy it. WWE Network, I believe the pre-show will start at 5 Eastern. Maybe if I'm wrong, I do apologize. But if you are going for the pre-show, try to get there early because there are going to be matches that will be on the network probably. And until the next one, please take care.